All right, so we had MJF take on Brandon Cutler, and MJF, man, dogged this poor guy before. I mean, and calling him what is it? The what's that damn fucking video game? Dungeon of Dragons player, and that he shouldn't even belong in the same ring as MJF. What did you think of this match? It was not very long. It was a pretty quick match, and even MJF, I liked afterwards on Twitter, was like, "I'm not here for 5-star matches. I'm just here to get the wins." And MJF cannot do any wrong in my opinion. He's the perfect heel. He gets heel instantly. He plays the persona. He's the gimmick 100% all the time. I think a little bit people find out he's a little bit too maybe edgy for them on Twitter because he doesn't hold back. He has no fucking filter. But what did you think of the MJF Cutler match?
He was right though, because it really wasn't a 5-star match. Because it really wasn't that good of a match. I thought MJF character come out to the ring talking to the crowd like that was great. I mean, just the little stuff he did here and there. I mean, I like his. He's like great on. He's great on them. He could be the best person on the mic at AEW next to Chris Jericho. I mean, the promos are just. He just comes off natural. It really does. And I mean, yeah, MJF's great. Brandon Cutler, I don't think like a lot of us don't know a lot about him. So that's what's gonna be the trick. You might know a lot of these guys, and plus the highlight of the match was Tony calling him a prick.
Yes.
So I mean that was and I loved. I know you talked about this too. I don't know if they used it. I can't remember if they used it more in the night, but that turnbuckle camera shot they showed was pretty cool.
Yeah, they had
I
some
don't know if
interesting
they used it.
camera shots. AEW. I think Mr. Marion Watson mentioned it that the WWE used to have that back in the day, and I remember it. And now that
I
AEW
don't.
brought it back, it's pretty cool. I like it, and they had some interesting camera shots last night. Cutler was made to look like a bitch, says Mr. AEW. Goddamn, Brandon hasn't wrestled in forever either, and it damn showed, says Bob Ruski. Texas Kid for Life is in here saying, I enjoyed AEW more, but I'm not going to say anything stupid like WWE is in trouble. Look, WWE is not in trouble financially, but they're going to lose viewership. And we'll get into the rating stuff here in a little bit when we get into that stuff. So, after that match, let me get the card one by one here. We did have the whole SCU segment where he's talking like Obama, and cool little segment with the SCU there. Backstage,
Well,
they show
Scorpio.
Kenny, the Young Bucks, and Chris Jericho, and Santana on Ortiz getting ready for their main event 6-man tag match. And that's when we had our next match, Dave, and that was the Bastard Pac taking on Hangman Page in a one-on-one match. This match was supposed to happen at, I believe, wasn't it All Out, right, Dave? Was it All Out or
I
All
don't
In?
think.
Or Double or
I don't think
Nothing?
it was either.
One of those shows. They were supposed to face each other
Oh yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah. The very first show was supposed to happen, and he said he's not going to
Yes,
AEW and
then
all
he
that.
got, he backed out, all that stuff with all the drama there. But he's now with AEW. Had the match last night. What'd you think of this match? And Pac was the winner. I enjoyed it. Thought the match was really good. Seems like Pac is the next guy in line for a title shot, being 2-0. What did you think?
Yeah, I'm not surprised because it seems like Pac and Jericho are just taking out the elite one by one almost. So it just seems like that's what's going on. Yeah, the match was good. I mean, if Sammy and Cody was a great start to the show, and this match could have been probably. I don't know if this was the better than that match, but this match right here was really good.
It
And
was
I
really
love
good.
the finish. He hit the red arrow and hit that version of the Rings of Saturn. And that moonsault he did is freaking. This dude is. Here's another guy. We talk about Cody Rhodes, but Pac's another guy who is kind of really. I don't know if he's reinvented himself because this was kind of the same character we've seen towards the end of his run, but he's just turned up to 1,000 with this character on the Indies. So and now it's awesome because it turned into Ambrose getting injured, and we don't know if Pac was going to come in or not before,
Mm-hmm.
but or sorry, Moxley.
Yeah, you
And
better get it
then
right, Dave. They'll come at you. They'll come at
yeah,
you.
and so yeah, and then it went to this whole little thing with Pac and Paige, and I'm kind of surprised that it's like Paige has lost what twice now, and so has kind of Omega has too, and so they're kind of Sorry, Dragon Gate isn't Indies. I didn't know if it was Indies or not. My bad. Sorry, but
Relax,
you changed it up.
Red Sox. You better watch out. You better watch out, Dave. Red Sox fan is not happy. He's watching other teams in the playoffs right now while the Red Sox are sitting at home. So he's not happy right now, Dave. So
Yeah, but
he's
this
a
match
little
was fun.
upset.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
Now, next we had the women's title match.
What did you think of it? I
I
thought this
enjoyed
could
it.
have been the main event.
Yeah, absolutely. It could have been the main event. It could have opened the show. It was a really good match. I had no issues with anything on this card last night. And if you want really an honest opinion, I really enjoyed this match. Had no issues. It looks like Hangman Page is on a little bit of a losing streak. Not really sure what's going on with him. But yeah,
I
Pac's
guess
looking strong.
him and Omega can start the L Club.
Start the L, yeah. And I mean, Pac 2-0, looking strong. Got to be next in line for a future title shot, you would have to think. But yes, next we had the women's title match. We all know about the belt looking very, very small. We all know about all that stuff. But what did you think of the match? I'm going to show a quick little highlight. It's only 27 seconds long. But what did you think of the match? And it is on Twitter, so bear with me, guys. The
What's
one
that?
thing I did see a lot of people bickering about was the realism of the match. Meaning that Rio is fucking, the size of a toothpick. And you have Nyla Rose.
The Splash.
Fucking huge as hell. Did you have any issues with Rio winning last night? And did you think that they should have went with Nyla Rose instead?
I'm surprised they didn't, just because of how they had her last and basically be the first one in the battle royal they did, and then Rio just had a match with somebody, and then she advanced a one-on-one match, and so yeah, the title kind of threw me off a little bit because it looks exactly like the kind of titles that you see in Stardom. Because in Stardom they have those really small titles for the women. So the titles there are really small. It just throws me off a little bit because you have all your other titles that are gigantic, and yet you take the women's title and make it really small. But that is how they do it in Japan at Stardom, so hey, I don't get the thinking behind it, but whatever. I mean, it's their company, they want to do what they want, but whatever. But yeah, I was surprised. I know a lot of people online were complaining that Nyla Rose hit this big splash and Rio got right up after that, and people weren't happy about it, so what do you expect?
They can do Jericho versus Cody later on. I think don't really need to do it at Full Gear. Have Pac be the one that beat Jericho in a few weeks. I was reading something online, and I could be wrong, where they announced that they're going to have a number one contenders match, I believe, to face Jericho on a TV on a AEW Dynamite episode. I could be wrong.